Hello, hi everybody. I've decided to start just a little bit early. I wanted to welcome everybody to viewing me in New Zealand, which is pretty darn cool. Um, you can see it in the background. And I was mortified because the truck, a garbage truck was going by, and like on you could hear it. And I'm like, no one's gonna believe me. They're gonna think I'm in East LA. But you can see it's absolutely gorgeous. It is raining outside, so I apologize for the lighting. Yesterday when I tested, it was perfect. There was no issues in lighting. So, but because it's raining, it's a little off. But there you go. So hold on one second. I'm just gonna do one adjustment. Let's see if I can. Okay, great. I have my iPad set up here as a monitor, and I didn't take the volume down, so I thought you guys would hear all of that. But anyway, hi, welcome. Really excited everybody is here. One of the first things I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about myself. So why am I in New Zealand? I'm originally from Los Angeles. A while ago, I really practiced manifestation after viewing The Secret, and I got dumped really badly. And I started practicing the power of attraction, and I met somebody that didn't live in my area at all. And at the time, he was working in Dubai. And long story short, I married this guy, and he's actually a Kiwi. He lives where his family, he's from Wellington, New Zealand. And I'm here now because we decided to go ahead and change what we really wanted to, well, we decided to really hone in on how we wanted to live our lives and what would that be like and where would we be living. And it was a toss-up between, Wellington and San Francisco. So we chose to, I often choose the hardest thing because I think it's just much more fun. So wouldn't it be cool if I was an expat and moved to New Zealand, and I'm actually in the process of getting my residency. So yeah, so that's why I'm here. Why am I doing this? Because it's extremely cold out. It's actually their winter. So while you guys are probably by the pool right now or just feeling the heat, I'm feeling probably about 30 degrees, and over here they use a term called a southerly, which means that the wind blows in from the South Pole here, and it's extremely icy cold. So when we get a northerly, which is the other way, it's cold, but it's not freezing ice cube cold. So weird. But anyway, we're experiencing a southerly. You might see some rain happening in the background. It looked like it stopped, but sometimes it just hails for no reason. So that's how I'm spending my summer. But anyway, let's get down to what you're here for. You want to know about PR secrets. And the funny thing is about PR in general is that it's a very tight-lipped industry. No one wants to get rid of their clientele list. No one wants to tell you a secret that might get them to elevate their business. It's all tucked in and not shared. And there's a reason for that. They want to be able to be the high earner in their field. So they want to keep all of that information tucked away and not to be shared. Now, if you know anything about me, I spill the beans all the time. I tell you exactly how it is, and I share with you some of the industry things that are not so well known. I think that that's kind of a cool thing. I really feel like every entrepreneur should be on an even playing field. We should start off at the same point. It's what we do to elevate ourselves. And what is the harm of sharing information that you can use to elevate your own business, and then in turn maybe you'll help somebody else. And I'm not worried about the competitive field because, you know, if you look at even real estate agents, there's plenty full of them. The point of difference is, for me anyway, when I'm looking for one, is that connection. Can I be real with them? Can I talk to them? And it's the same thing with a PR person or a social media marketer. It's like, can I really connect? Are they real? Are they going to give me my best value? And so when I put myself out there and I give away free content, I really seek and really want that connection with other people so I can expand my relationships and, if it's really great, gain a client, which is awesome because I really only promote people I believe in, and that's so strong. And it's really heartfelt too because if I don't believe in somebody's cause or I don't believe in them, I have no business representing them. I have no business helping them because it's not going to be my best work. So I only provide my best work, and for me that means I only promote people I believe in. And we'll get into all of that a little bit more, but let's get into it. Let's definitely get into some screen sharing. Alrighty, let's see if I got, here we go. Start the screen share. Okay, so here is my presentation for today. Let's see here. All right, so this is who I am. I'm a digital PR consultant, essentially. And let's see if I can. All right. Okay. I'm looking at the live stream and I noticed that the screen share is not working, but I think that's on delay. So we're just going to continue and go forth and we'll figure it out. Okay. So what I do essentially is I work with small businesses, micro businesses, people, individual people and brands to really significantly help people get their voice out on a social level, okay, so or a social media level. And we're going to go a little bit into that. Now, if you want to find out a little bit more about me and my story, go to socialglobalgrind.com and click on the About page. There is a media reel there and some more information about me and my background, who I've worked with, what I've done, and definitely you can also connect with me on a one-on-one level there too. So there you go. All right, so let's get into the first lesson. I wanted to share with you guys a quote, and I also wanted to share another picture of New Zealand. Now, the upper left-hand corner is actually the view from my balcony. It's like crazy, right? It is so cool over here. So that was on a crispy day. There was a northerly, so it wasn't so cold, but it was amazing, and I had to take that picture. Below is my beautiful husband and my beautiful mother-in-law, and they are amazing. And that's the guy I left the U.S. for. I mean, could you blame me? And then on the lower right is just me writing in the sand. Last week when I was hiking, yeah, it's really tough hiking here. There's like beaches everywhere. I have to pass. What's that? I always forget. Oh, I have to pass Peter Jackson's house. It's like 5 doors down on the right. Which is pretty cool. Like everybody is really it's a good community, but it's funny because it's so different here, and it's really cool to have an iconic presence of Peter Jackson, and he actually is inspiring because in the entire town he's bought and rebuilt businesses, bought homes, and he really is a philanthropist here in New Zealand. So it's cool to see what he does with huge money. And of course, on the upper right, that's me with longer hair. I'm sporting my New Zealand haircut today, but yeah, I got a haircut. I cut a lot of it off. But anyway, that was me not too long ago. And the quote: "If not now, when? When do you decide to go global? You don't. You just do it." That is like my mantra. It's like when, if not now, when? And that really helped me decide what I needed to do next. And for me to be extremely happy, I needed to just do it and not think about it. So that's why I'm sitting in the cold right now, folks. Okay, so let's screw up a little bit. Let's go right into it. The top 5 industry secrets. Now, the first one we're going to get into is grow your following. And it sounds simple, but there is elements to it. Grow your following is something that you want to do, but not sporadic or paid people or just have an intern click away. It's more complex than that. What you want to do is research who your most fabulous personality or like-minded self is. Okay? So for me, in my dream world, I might be like an Oprah, okay, where I can connect with people and I can really change their lives. So what I would do is I would actually follow Oprah's following. Now, if I was a photographer and I wanted to follow a celebrity photographer, I would follow their tribe, so to speak. So think about exactly who you are. If you're a life coach and your fantabulous self, it would be, in another life, would be Tony Robbins, then follow Tony Robbins people. Essentially, if you follow the people and their followers are your ideal desired client, you're onto something. So you want to be able to do that. Now the first little lip thing that I got right there says use social media to find your following. There are social media tools out there. I've also noticed that Hootsuite will show you who is following you and by account, and you can actually click to the right of it and add the people that you want to follow back. There are so many social media tools out there. Google them, check them out. There are some free, there are some that are paid for, but you don't want to get into the obsessive pattern of doing it. You don't want to spend more than 20 to 30 minutes a week doing this, because we all know as an entrepreneur or we're trying to build a business, the last thing we need to do is something like this. Now this, if I could just literally do like a little asterisk here, symbol, what you want to do is assign this to a virtual assistant. And don't get me started on virtual assistants, okay? Because they're so fabulous. And why? Is because they really take off your plate what you should not be doing. Virtual assistants get your company rolling in a wonderful way. You, dear, are the CEO of your business. A CEO is not going to be doing social media following. Do you catch my drift here? So you're going to assign this. You might want to do this a couple of times so you can explain to your virtual assistant, hey, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm doing with this. So think of that. Now the other item here is investigate who your following is. Who is your client, your desired client? And you can really get very specific here, like get a sheet of paper and write down everything about your desired client. How old they are they male or female? What is this person's name? Get very specific. I even grab Vogue or Self magazine, and sometimes I'll tear sheets out of who my desired client looks like. It may not be Gisele Bündchen, but it still gives you the idea of the connection there. Look into that. Maybe it's a yoga magazine. Maybe you're a wellness practitioner. Maybe you're a wedding photographer, so you get Bride magazine and you check it out. Look for people that remind you of your desired client. You can either do it in a book, cut and tear these sheets out and stick it in a book, which I do sometimes, or even a vision board if you're getting started, and put the surrounding photos that remind you of this client. What is their struggle and how are you going to solve it? Now, by doing that, you're going to be able to easily identify who this desired client is going to be following. Okay, so maybe if you are a wellness practitioner or you're an artist, think of who you dig, and chances are your client's hanging out in that same Twitter stream. It's so important for you to connect, and there is a process to really connect with them, and we're going to talk about that a little later as we go into our secrets here. Now, why is it a secret? Because a lot of people don't do what I'm sharing with you. They kind of just sporadically follow people, but there actually is a rhythm within the PR world of how to do it correctly. And I have to say I was a pioneer in this because I started off when Twitter started. So I understood the underpinnings and how successful you can use a Twitter following for a business or a product. So we're going to get into that as well. So who is like you on Twitter is another way to really filter out and pull the people that would really rhythmically connect with you, okay? So in your wild imagination and your amplified self, we talked a little bit about that. Who would you be in another life, in a fabulous another life? Wait, that was so grammatically incorrect. And you know what I mean. In your most fabulous imagination, in another life, who would you be? Check them out and look at their Twitter stream. So why Twitter? Twitter is the #1 easiest way to gather followings that are relatable to you or your message or product. I'll say that again. Twitter is the easiest way to connect and get those followers to connect with you, to really connect with your product, your service, or your offering. So I'm paraphrasing what I said before, but it really is the easiest way. People feel obliged to follow you back. And it is our way or our responsibility to enhance the engagement by enchanting them. And we're going to talk a little bit about that going forward. We're going to talk about how do we seduce and enchant a new Twitter member. So here is the next set of slides here, and it's your website should have 3 elements. We're going to go into secret number 2, but first, your website should have 3 elements. You should create it, flaunt it, and fall in love with it. Now, a lot of people do have a little bit of a website shame, and if you were just to take it all down and do one clean, one-page contact page, just to start off with, you should do it. You should absolutely do it. It should have the aesthetic principles of what you like. One of the things to do that is go, those people that you researched that really connect with you and your cause, check out their websites and do a very clean, personal version of that. Now, it's very important for you not to have a cookie-cutter website where everybody and their mother has the same exact website because some beautiful person or great leader in the community just did one that was amazing, and you really want to emulate that person. Cut that out. Just cut it out. We've been waiting for you, and we want to hear from you and who you are and what you represent for such a long time. We'd rather check you out than somebody else. So think about that. So maybe even just doing a very clean one page is going to be all the difference in the world. Okay, so let's just jump onto the top, the number 2 industry secret, get personal and get traffic to your home page. And I love this quote from Oprah. We all want to have our humanity acknowledged, to have others see us for who we truly are. We all want to know that we are valued, we are heard, and we are understood. Absolutely. And I can't help but think about Jackie O. She was very much the same way. She had this really gracious way of acknowledging someone's presence and making sure that they felt immensely important and why they stood in front of her. And when you have a social media engagement, it's hard to actually get that exact sort of feeling, but you can. And the way to do it is actually create a direct message. Now, if you followed me on Twitter, you probably seen my direct message, and it's says, "Hey, we're now connected. Awesome. If you could do something and just check out my website," and I go ahead and put socialglobalgrind.com there, and people will check it out. There's a couple of elements that will go into what needs to be on your front page, but just inviting them there is a world of difference. The engagement starts to happen. The curiosity of who you are is actually organically happening at that moment. So that's one way you can do it. Just keep it very simple, your direct message. Invite them to your website, but you need to be prepared on and setting yourself up for success when they are hitting your website. Okay? So this is like, your branding, everything is there. Make sure that it counts even if it is a one-page website. Now, ask a new follower to check out your website and tell them, and ask them to tell you what they think. This is important because what happens is people really are like, you want my opinion? Cool. And they do. I get a lot of people responding back to me, and really it was great in the beginning because it helped me test my page. If they didn't understand the message or they had a question about something, you can actually test your sales page or your landing page just by doing this. And it's like free marketing research. It's pretty flippin' brilliant. You want to go ahead and continue with this all the time. I think I always ask people what they think of my website, and I get really awesome feedback. So keep that in mind. Another point here is have your social media buttons on the home page loud and proud. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Okay, so let's go to the group chat real quick. I'm going to give you guys my website so you guys can check out what I mean. Okay, so if you guys go to socialglobalgrind.com right now, you're going to see below that there are all of my social media buttons. So this is great for those people, because I can't always assume or understand where people really gravitate to. Now, if it's a guy, he might, you know, pick my LinkedIn button, and he might want to explore me on LinkedIn, which is cool. You know, women might explore me on Pinterest. I tend to connect with a lot of people on Pinterest, which is really cool, and they really dig some of the infographics that I do. Facebook is another place where I get some attention too. So, but for me to actually figure out to discern how that's going to happen, it's just easier to have all of your social media buttons on your home page. So when they're there visiting, they're able to really connect with that. Oh, this is my favorite one ever, okay? Never ask people to like you. What happens is, and for me anyway, it's a natural rebellion. I'm not going to like your Facebook page, okay? I don't even know who you are. I'm not going to just like something because you asked me to do it. And by the way, I don't remember the last time I did something that somebody told me to do. So just take it out of your vocabulary altogether when you're meeting a new person. Just don't ask them to like you, okay? It's just not going to be great response there. It's going to fall like a dead fish. It's just not going to happen for you. But instead, just invite them back to your page. And what happens with me and my Facebook is just organic. I don't push. I'm not, you know, I don't rely on clients so much on Facebook. My whole drive is Twitter. So I spend more of my time there and Pinterest. Those are where my clients live. I'm not going to harass people to like my Facebook page. So that is definitely something that you guys should keep in mind and check it out. And let's go a little further down. Let's go to the next segment here. This is so important. Know your anthem. Know who you are. Rhythmically I should put some commas here. Rock your beat over and over again. Just show who you are over and over and over again. And this is essential. We're in the end of August and people are starting to engage a little bit more, but summer happens, right? And people are out enjoying the summer months and you're not going to get a lot of engagement. So what do we do when that happens? Well, you need to know who you are and you need to show your brand. This is amazing. It's one of my favorite quotes from Simon Sinek. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it, which was so, I mean, on point. I think I really realized this as a counter girl and a makeup counter because there's so much out there of a lot of different products, and for me to get that loyal customer, I had to reveal and show why I really do what I do, because the product and the efficacy was very high, and that's why I sell this product, because it shows results. I like showing products that show results, so that's why I'm representing this particular cosmetic line. And if I jumped from another company, they know to follow me because I only sell things that I know that are going to change me, my appearance, and who I am in terms of skincare and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? So if you're real in the beginning, your clients are going to follow you everywhere. Okay, so here are a couple of tips that we can use for this. Know your elevator pitch, and this is my elevator pitch. It's very short. I promote people I believe in and teach people how to believe in themselves. That's a great conversation opener for people that don't even understand what I do. And I've been using it a lot lately since I've moved over to New Zealand. I'm meeting all of these new entrepreneurs. Like, what do you do? I promote people I believe in, and I teach people how to believe in themselves. So the next automatic response would be, oh, well, what does that look like? Or what do you mean? Or how do you do that? So I get a lot of people actually asking me exactly in particular, what do I do? So it's a really cool thing. If you can grab that elevator pitch and just own it and know it, all of a sudden your content really just comes to the forefront. So it's really important for you to know what you're teaching and why you're doing it. Okay, this is the other thing that is so good about, just raising your brand awareness. Share your quotes and images on Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter constantly. And the reason why we do something like that, especially now when it's really slow, if you're like literally beating out like a drum, hey, this is what I'm all about, these images will connect you a little closer to what I'm about. These quotes are my ideology of what my company is, what I believe in. The like-minded people that you really want as desired clients are going to start to follow you. And I will say this for a lot of products that are high-end or luxury brand products, it takes that person quite a long time to really feel and develop that know, like, and trust factor, and open their pocketbook and open their wallet to go ahead and buy one of your products. And a lot of that, if you're constantly showing who you are, what images that might inspire what it would feel like to work with you or to be in your community, then that is something that you need to do, especially in the slow months, for sure. Oh, this is so awesome. I like this one too. Get a logo, but share your photo. Absolutely. We don't buy from a logo. We buy who the person is behind the logo. It's so true. Let me see if I can just share screen real quick. I don't know if I can. I just love this picture. I don't know. Okay, so in New Zealand, you guys are not going to know this quite yet, or at all, unless you go to the States. But there's this amazing, oh gosh, like a blowout location. Let me see if I can get this. Let me see if I can screen share this. Come on, kids. Here we go. It's called Dry Bar, and I just want to share this image with you guys. Now, this image is so great because it shows who she is, who owns it, and I forgot her name. Who she is as a person. She's very playful. She's developed this business with her family. I believe it's her husband and brother. And Dry Bar is incredible. It's in Los Angeles. It's in San Francisco. It's in New York. I believe they open locations in Chicago. And it's a quick $40 deal where you get a blowout. There's a couple, like you choose like what kind of blowout you want, what kind of hair you want, and for an hour you are being taken care of, and it's a beauty ritual that a lot of people are actually starting to catch on with, and it's pretty darn amazing. But see, this is, now I don't buy the logo Dry Bar. I buy from her and her philosophy, the way she's trained her staff and how they do things, down to walking in and there's cookies and water for you waiting. I mean, just everything about this is on point, and the imaging here is amazing. So that's a really good example. Let me go ahead and just reshare the screen so we can continue on. Here we go. All right. Great. So get the logo, but share your photo for sure. Dedicate blogs on, oh, this is so good, this next one here. dedicate blogs on your ideology and tweet the buggery out of it, especially in the slow months. So it goes back to really just showing who you are by quotes and imagery. Now, there is nothing better way to do that than to create your own special content and just tweeting it out. Tweet out your ideology. Just tweet out who you are. Get people back to reading your article and share your philosophy. That's the best way to do it. That's how I started, and I got a really crazy following, which is awesome because seriously, I don't even call my people a tribe. I call them my people. Like that's what I want for you. I want you to grab and get your own people. Okay, so let's go ahead and go down to the next one. Get straight to the point, show a quick sample, follow up in 2 weeks, and then let go. What am I talking about? Can anybody guess what I'm talking about at all? Okay, so what I'm talking about is how you approach magazine editors. Get straight to the point when you email them. Show a quick sample of what you're talking about. If it's an offer, if it's a product, a service, or an offering, show show a sample of that. Sometimes it's a physical sample of what your product is. Follow up in 2 weeks. Check out to see if they got it, if they have any questions, or maybe give them more information. I like the follow-up to be a press reel of what is happening with your company, even if nothing's going on and no one's publicizing you or publishing you at the moment. You need to show new content of who you are, make your own media reel. You know what I mean? So, and to check out an example of a media reel, if you go to socialglobalgrind.com and you go to the About Me page, I did one just about my experience in corporate America. So you guys can do this too. It's so simple. I did it by iMovie. You can definitely find people out there on, maybe Fiverr or a virtual assistant. This is so easy and attainable to do. You should totally do it. So let's get into industry secret number 4. Pitch and be relevant. So I got this really great quote from Gail King, who's a former editor of O Magazine and really known for being Oprah Winfrey's best friend. So she was the editor of O Magazine at one time. And this is what she said when the magazine started to come out. She said, "Our mission here at the magazine is to live your best life." And those aren't just empty and shallow words to us. It really is a mantra and a philosophy that permeates through every single page of the magazine. So she is very clear on the message. She's very clear on even the pitch. It could be a pitch thing too here. It's like, live your best life is the pitch that's included in the statement. She clearly labels what the philosophy and mantra is at the magazine, which is awesome. And you're able to really connect with that ideology and that thought by the end of this quote. Now, you need to know what the ideology and the significance of whatever publication that you're going to go after. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Let's go into number 1. Know who you're pitching. Investigate their cause and why they do what they do. So maybe you're a financial analyst and you want to go to Entrepreneur Magazine Online or Time online, HuffingtonPost.com. You need to know who you're pitching to, what they write about. Hopefully you're a regular reader and you're not just going to pitch to Wall Street without, WallStreetJournal.com without even really reading any of their articles. You want to know who you're pitching, and you also want to know the background of your editor. A lot of editors are listed on LinkedIn. They'll talk a little bit about themselves there. You can follow them. You can also Google, which is the most amazing thing out there. I mean, you can really research anybody on Google. Do the same thing. Take the 5 minutes and figure out who you're going to be pitching here. One of the other points here is, how does your content, service, or product, how is it relatable to the magazine or the website that you're going to pitch? So, maybe I'm not going to pitch if I have a skincare line, I'm not going to pitch, Sports Illustrated. There's a huge disconnect. So you want to be able to have a relevance to Sports Illustrated. Now, if I was a smart, skincare line, and I had a really clean, quick absorbing SPF that does really well with men because there's no scent, it absorbs in the skin and doesn't feel very oily or heavy, I would absolutely pitch Sports Illustrated and doing an article of the importance of sunscreen, even when you're playing golf. You want to catch the sun rays and you want to get that vitamin D, but you definitely don't want to die of skin cancer. So think about how it's relevant to the magazine, pitch that idea, but make sure that it's really refined, that you've got that idea going really strongly first. Your pitch should contain a sample. Yes, absolutely. Whether it is an offering, a product, or anything that's sort of that relates to the article, you want to be able to contain a sample. So if it's a writing sample or it's an actual skincare sample, like we talked about the sunscreen, you want to be able to have that sample, and that's a great way to follow up with the article, is to show and send that sample if it is an actual product. All right, so the next one is share the. This is so great. Share your following and your social influence. Now, do you remember one of our #1 secrets in the beginning was how to grow your following? So, let's see. I think I have over 50,000. Let me check. We'll do a little screen share here. Let me go onto my Twitter account. Okay, let me sign in. Okay, so a little over 50. Let's see if I can bring it out. Oh, please. All right, here we go. All right, so it's 54. So it's about 53. So if I pitch somebody and I go, hey, yeah, I have 53 sexy followers on Twitter, and I can, help cross-promote this article that we're doing, which is pretty sweet. So you want to be able to do something like that. It's really important for you to show your social cred, absolutely. And that's why it's so important to have the Twitter account humming and really have that huge following. And if you do my methods about doing that, constantly, and I actually am going to show you how to do that in a really significant way at the end of this particular presentation. Okay, so let's go back and look at some of the other details that we want to go over. This is so great, and this is so important because a lot of people, including myself, I've done this a couple of times, you go ahead and you pitch Huffington Post or whoever you want to go into, and there's no response. Fine. That's okay. You just release it and you let it go, and you pitch every 3 months, so every quarter. And then I should have wrote here too, is find another publication to add that to your list. So you're going to want to go ahead and pitch every individual person. You might have 3 ideas or 3 ways to different articles that are out there with the same topic. So say if Wall Street Journal publishes it and Huffington Post publishes the similar article that you pitched, you have different versions of that, and that's awesome. So you keep doing it 3 months. Don't let the no's distract you. I mean, everybody has a no, including big time marketing people and how they get things off the ground. I've actually been a part of startups that had significant funding but could not get press. So we had to think of really crazy ways on how to get press. But there's no's involved. It's just a part of the game. You don't feel like that's the end all and be all. You need to regularly pitch people. And I put 3 months, and I think that's great for a beginner. Every 2 months is great. You want to be relevant. Don't just bombard somebody with a pitch that doesn't resonate with their brand. You want to be very specific here. Okay, so here's our next one. The simple equation is if you like it and you buy it, so will others. That's a simple equation here. Believe in what you sell. Your growth depends on it. And that also means in the product and the brand that you are selling. So definitely think about that. You want to believe and sell what you believe in, and it should absolutely start with you and your business. Do you really believe in your product? Does everybody on your team believe in your product? Are they wearing your product? Are they eating your product? Whatever it is, are they really full-heartedly in it? It's a really good check-in to see what's going on. Your first-line people, if you have first-line people, will always tell you the truth, and if you don't threaten them with their job. Like if you're a really good, smart business person, you will always listen to your frontline people. They will tell you exactly what works, what doesn't work, what could be changed, and they're probably right. So keep that in mind also. It's a little extra pro tip. So industry secret number 5, be in the know, research editorial calendars. Oh, we're going to get into it, kids. So here we are. This is like the most exciting part with me because I learned this a few years ago, and actually a long time ago. It's probably more than a couple of years ago. Let me just read this quote for you right now, okay? This is by Danny Levy, and she's the former founder and editorial of Daily Candy. Literally, this is my marketing goddess, okay? She's the amazing end-all and be-all of, and why I really started PR, okay? Because she was amazing at what she did. I loved her marketing. I love Daily Candy. I'm absolutely sad that it's no longer. In fact, I even dedicated a Pinterest board on Daily Candy because I love their illustrations. I'm actually going to share that with you in the group chat. Hold on one sec. I'm going to find it. Do you see how I'm so totally gaga over it? Let's see here. I think I'm going to share this one because it's so good. Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and switch out the screen share for us just so I could show you what this is all about. Alrighty. Okay. Ta-da! Goodbye, Daily Candy. I love, love, love Daily Candy. And you're going to see why. I mean, really, this was my first sort of acknowledgement that images really can evoke feelings and translate what it feels like to be in the world, and in their world in particular. It's very colorful. The illustrations are great. I mean, look at even Tiffany and Company have used it. That imagery of San Francisco was, spoke to me. It's just, I mean, everything. This is the same artist that did that, and she did Chanel nail polish bottles, which was incredible. I could go on and on and on and on. So I won't. Let's talk about some big marketing changes here. But let me go ahead and just share that with the group. If you guys want to check out that board on your own, you can. Let's go ahead and get back to it. All right, here we go. There. Okay, so let's go into a little bit of that quote. At Daily Candy, we have a policy that if we don't like something, we won't write about it. That's because we don't want to waste people's time. No business is ever upset when they get a call from Daily Candy. We deliver one fun thing to your inbox every day that will make you laugh or tell you something you didn't know, or give you a place to eat tonight, which is so great because if you were signed up for Daily Candy and you were in Los Angeles, they would tell you about the new cocktail lounge that would open up. They would treat you like an insider and say, hey, this sale is coming up that not a lot of people know. Like sample sales are huge in LA and New York, so we got to kind of figure out or hear about it first from Daily Candy. Now that is a great concept. But the reason why I shared this quote for you is because, Daily Candy was so quintessential on picking and organizing and grabbing things from people specifically that they didn't they didn't waste their time. They either were in or you're out, and that's pretty much every story out there with an editor. So for sure, and I was one of the companies that I worked with last, we were able to get the product in Daily Candy, and it was fabulous. It was amazing. So, you want to be able to keep that in mind. So. One of the number one things that we talk about here is Google which publication you are interested in and add their editorial calendar in the keywords. And let me show you how that looks like, because I actually did one for this particular event. Let me see if I can find it. Alrighty. Okay, let's see here. I think it's on this one. Let's try it. Ah, yes it is. Okay, so here we go. So I was thinking about, well, maybe I'll just use like a a practitioner, or maybe there is an integrative doctor that wants to figure out how to pitch, Dr. Oz, The Good Life magazine. So how would they go about doing that? So first thing I did was look up what his magazine was called, and I didn't know what it was called, so I put Dr. Oz magazine, and sure enough, as you can see in the address, it's actually there, which is pretty smart SEO. The Good Life is what it's named. So what I did then is I just typed in the Good Life editorial calendar, and then I got that, and I clicked on that. But as you can see in this example of Google, you can see everybody's editorial calendar that is similar to Dr. Oz, and you could have a field day here on how many other magazines you can pitch. Hello, Men's Health, really good one. Cooking Light is another great magazine if you're, a wellness practitioner. But let me just show you what it looks like when you click on one. So this is great just to get that sort of education around what people pitch month per month. And January, I'm speaking in general terms here, is about weight loss, trying to get your life new, the renewal cycle, all of that. Skincare lines are great at expressing seasonal change for sure. So if you ever know of an upscale skincare line that you dig, check out their website. See what they're promoting that month too. But getting our focus back to the editorial calendar, this will actually show you, this is in 2014, of what they're going to be talking about. Now, if you send in a article about the many moods of pregnancy, if maybe you're a doula, maybe you help women with their whole transformation from being a pregnant mother to maybe even being a new mom, and you have some great tips for them, and you want to go ahead and pitch the story. Now there is a catch here. If you're going to pitch it in February, you're probably going to give your submission in late November or December. You want to pitch 3 months out, okay? So if it's August, we're pitching February, okay? So even though this is not going to give you the best, they may not have 2015 just yet, but keep looking. Here's another example of all recipes. BHG, it goes on and on. Somebody actually collated all of these together. Editorial calendar, I don't know, for every day by Rachel Ray. Hello. Awesome. Eating Well magazine. It's all here. All I did was Google it, guys. That was so easy. Family Circle 2014. Awesome sauce. Look, it just keeps going, and keeps going. So this is pretty cool. Let me share this link with you guys so you guys can check that out too. Okay. So yeah, so let's go back to, let me get back to our other screen here. All right. Okay, so using those keywords and getting the editorial calendar, you can do it really easily. Research the consistency of all editorial calendars and refine your seasonal pitch. We talked about that. Each season has a pitch. Check out your upscale skincare brand's website for seasonal inspiration to create content. This is for you. You can actually fuel your own editorial calendar this way. Your ideal desired client is you. What resonates with you this time of year or 3 months from now? So whatever it is that you want to talk about usually comes from the source, which is you. You are your desired client. Had you have, an idea of what you want when you're creating programs or offerings, it's pretty much for you. I mean, every smart entrepreneur develops a product and program that actually comes from their own personal experience. So you're the number one desired client in your view. What do you like? What resonates with you? Always display your expert insight. Absolutely. Okay, I need to bounce off the screen. I need to talk to you. Where are you? Okay. I need to talk to you about this. So a lot of people get stuck in not wanting to talk about themselves in an expert light. Okay? Because we don't want to be showboaty, and maybe we're pretty humble, which is all great. That's all good. But I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to really amplifying who you are, what you do, you have to show the expert side of you. Whether if you're tweeting, if you're putting out an article, if you're sharing with an editor, and you need to show that side of you. It's so important. Don't apologize for your product, what you're offering, or who you are ever, because that will only bring you back. So that's one of the best. I mean, if you can just take away anything, that's what you need to take away. Know that you're an expert and position yourself as an expert. Okay? And if you don't, I'm going to go over and I'm going to find you and we're going to have a good talk about it. So hold on one sec. Let's just jump back on the screen here. Yes, always display your expert insights. Alrighty, so now we're going to get to the fun stuff, the stuff that I'm even doing this for, because I really want to significantly change what you're all about and who you are. And I'm going to give you a link here. Now, I have a funny story about this. I accidentally wrote an ebook. I accidentally wrote about my mainstream product, which is the Digital Hustle and Glow program, and I condensed it in a hyperlinked awesome ebook. Okay, so it's a digital social media PR for smart creatives. Also, just smart coaches, smart freelancers. It's pretty much for everybody. It's a way to do it. And right now, I'm actually doing it and giving it for $37. But I'm really, putting some hyper bonuses in here that are freaking amazing. Now, there is a bonus of 3 months free AMP. Yeah, you get 3 months of free AMP membership website. That's $111 value. Like, what is AMP? What are you talking about, woman? Well, let me show you real quick. Let's see if I can just screen share this, get it out of this one. It's kind of interesting how it flips around when I get out of it. Let's see if I can grab that. Let's screen share this. Yep, and where are you? So I can show people what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's AMP. This is a paid membership. It's a membership website that you get $37 a month. It's a community thing, and right now in August we're actually learning about this book. And this is how I accidentally created this book, is I was actually putting it into the membership website. And here is week 1. Which is the orientation of digital PR. You actually are able to download it and have it have the entire book from week to week lesson. So we do that every week. Every Wednesday there's a new lesson. We just had this pop up yesterday, which is all about planning, and it goes and shows you exactly step by step on how to do everything. You're also able to access my past podcasts. We have a listing here of when the next group session is going to be, one-on-one sessions here, which I do as a surprise every once in a while. You can actually book Q&A replays, such like that we do about every month. So I'm going to actually put some more here. Quick tour. We also have a resource library. The cool thing about joining AMP, and the cool thing is you get 3 free months of this, you're able to access the library. So you get any of the previous calls, any of the guided meditations, and let's jump over here. Say you missed July and so forth, you can actually go in and look at those lessons They're all right here. So if you miss one, or you miss, say you're on vacation in July and you went to the south of France, you can actually go back and look to see what we've learned. So it's really cool because it doesn't matter when you join, you could just jump in and go for it. Now this is the exciting thing. This is the one I have to talk to you guys about. Now this is the bonus content. It is, and this is free to you. It's free because you're having 3 months of free AMP membership, but as an AMP member you also get this for free, which is amazing, and it is an infographic course. Now, do you remember I was telling you how to really capture the minds and the imagination of people that through infographics? Well, I show you how to do it step by step, and it's a really cool, easy peasy way to learn, which is awesome. And we have, let's see here. Why did I go to that? Oh yeah, we have the community that is the Hustle and Glow community. It's growing, which is amazing. And here is where you can live chat and talk to people about, you know, your sales page, or check out my homepage, see what you like. If you know, what do you think? And it's a really cool community where you can actually bounce and talk to people. So this is free in that offering. Okay, so let's go back to that bonus section that we were just talking about. Okay, let me share the screen and get that going. All right, so we got the 3 free months here, and this offer is only available through Sunday, and then I'm shutting it down. So this is the ideal time for you to get it. A copy of the PR Industry Secret Notes, this webinar, you're going to get a copy of that in this, and one-on-one private call, which is really cool. You get a one-on-one free with me, and we can actually talk specifically about what you want to do. Now I'm going to go ahead and just give you that other link. There's like 2 links here. If you click onto that, you'll be able to view this PDF, and you can actually click right on the click to buy. It makes it really simple and easy. It's going to take you to a PayPal page. Let's see if that will do it real quick. Let's see if we can. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm just double checking to see if it clicks to a PayPal page, and it does. So all you have to do is commit in yourself and do some of the elements that I talked about. I mean, if you just did one element that I talked about today, you're going to see a huge turnaround in what you can accomplish, which is so cool, because being an entrepreneur, we sometimes get lost in that whole confidence level. Like, we have this amazing sense of idea that we can do something, but then we get stuck in the nonsense of, what am I doing? Why did I leave my job? I should have, you know, I want something that's a little bit more stable. But, you know, you got to get yourself out of that, and you got to think about some things that you can do, that you have control of, to set yourself up in a really strong way. So I'm going to leave that with you. Check out the link. Look at all of the possibilities. You can actually email me too if you have any questions. Let me just share my email address here. So if you have questions about the program, just let me know. There's my email address, Francesca@socialglobalgrind.com. And let me know what you think of this too. Definitely, I'm going to have this air, if you signed up, if you're at socialglobalgrind.com and you're viewing it there, all you have to do is put your information below, and I'll send you a copy of this if you were able to catch the entire broadcast. So this was my very first broadcast, and it was fun. I really liked it. I like spending time with you guys. And let me know what you think. If you have a question for me or a follow-up question, just let me know. Send me an email. I'm here for you. Literally, I'm holding digital space here for you. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. It looks like the sun broke out a little bit. Yeah, that's like a great time for a good walk. So I'm going to take advantage of it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to hear and see from you soon. Bye for now.